have very few studios where you could really go and put some 50-60 piece orchestra, mic them and record. Then I met SOUNDWIZARD. The rest is history.
When Harris called us, we were really excited to work on a project that we could build from ground up. We worked to create a space that would fit Harris's needs, both acoustically and visually.
I contacted Kumba, and then we had a meeting. Then I told, could you do this, because my vision for this project is way higher. Could you do this? Then he told, why not? If you believe us, we can do it. Then from there we started. The blueprint was ready by 6 months or 7 months. I think by 10 months we reached the building. It was up and was looking at the sky. We have a huge tracking hall for scoring, orchestral hall, which is about 1,350 square feet after acoustics. That means it has to be 1,700, 1,800 without acoustics. Then we have 5 isolation booths, and we have 2 control rooms, that means 2 studios. So it's pretty big, and we have a special mix stage for Auro 3D, a small mix stage. Yeah, that's called Studio B.
Studio is there to have very clean, transparent sound, to create an excellent laboratory type of working environment where they can amplify the music, where they can play it at high SPL and really get into the detail and have a reference in terms of what they're putting out there. And a nice facility like Harris has enables him to record live, to record original content out of the box.
The control room, which is the reference where you work, you listen, that has to be as transparent as possible, has been major work in terms of design and investment, and the result is outstanding. There's also a part that is we achieved there very specifically is what we call the sweet spot. So the sweet spot is where the listening position is optimum. This control room, the sweet spot is huge. I mean, you're in front of the mixing board, in the middle, on the back seat, on the side. You get the same sound everywhere. And we managed to do something based on the simulation, on the ray tracing it's called, and to get exactly the same experience everywhere in the room. And that's never been so far.
The most important thing is the scoring hall. That Harris has this large silent space where he can do an orchestra or whatever he needs to record. The control room is great because it's a large space, but that's not the most unique feature in the studio. The most unique feature is really the scoring hall.
This hall was designed totally out of ease, in the sense that we selected a few instruments, tabla, acoustic guitar, quartet, string quartet, ensemble of 30 people and 60. And then we ran that through ease, and then we checked at different microphone position what sounds we get. Harris spent really good time listening to everything, because we get sound waves at the end. I mean, it's an audio file you can listen to. And said, yeah, fantastic, too much, too little, more than this more warmth, brightness. I got Harris to approve all the files, and then the design was validated.
You know what? We have just spent 10% to 10-15% on the control rooms, but rest of the 85% of the budget has gone to that hall. And that is a USP of the studio. If you ask the USP of Studio H, I would say that scoring hall.
In this kind of studio, we have a special device that is actually the main monitoring, and that is the part that allows the sound engineer to work and to be sure about what he's doing. And that is a perfect match with the acoustical treatment that's been done in the room. And in this case, it's a full 4-way system, which is embedded into the front wall, so that we have a perfect what is called impulse response. That means the clarity of the sound is at its best. The wall is quite heavy duty, not to resonate. And the speaker cabinet have been mounted floating, so that there is no transmission of the energy to the wall itself, so that the wall doesn't become itself a loudspeaker. Basically, a design of a control room like this one, we start first with the speaker position, the speaker model, the type, and then we build the room around that. And this room is fitting this model, this size, this positioning, and could not be otherwise. So if we change something, we'll have to redesign the room accordingly.
We are super excited about the sound. It's fantastic. This room is very loud but still clear. So that means no coloration, no enhancements of the bass frequency, which is very important. So all the corners have been trapped very nicely.
The challenges for such a big facility, it's the crosstalk between the rooms. So you don't want that to leak into any other room, any other production that happens in any other recording space. So the isolation between the rooms had to be really as good as possible. Usually you're careful about between two rooms or between the room and the neighborhood. But here everything was kind of sensitive towards everything else. So we had to do a proper job in isolating and also in the concept to have enough space, enough distance between each room.
The air conditioning is one of the more challenging things in a studio or any acoustic space. And it has to be done at the beginning. That was really tough to figure out a way to pass these ducts, which are quite large, and you've got to cool the place sufficiently, and it's got to be comfortable to work in, but it's got to be silent. In this particular case, we targeted an NC15 for the recording space, which is very silent. It's pretty much the norm for a high quality recording space.
After finishing the studio also, he was so particular. He called me, hey Harris, did you check the noise level? Just check the noise level, check the noise level. Because that is going to be a really challenging thing. Because you know, all the machines, air conditioners, speakers, yes, why not? Even human, we make noise by breathing. So but that has to be under 20 dB. And Kumba was very specific about that, continuously checking the noise level, not only in the control room, the scoring hall, all cabins. I love the quietness of the studio, which is very, very important. That's the reason for this $1 million studio. By grace of God, this is one of its kind studio in the world, not in the country, not in the continent. I don't see any studio like this because I have colleagues around the world, all big composers, very big mixers, engineers. So when I shared my pictures with them, they were telling, hey Harris, show the pictures, man, not the renderings. So because they couldn't believe it's all picture. Then I have to come and stand before the camera and to click a picture. Then now, could you believe? Then this is the picture actually. Oh man, I can't believe.
We just wanted to get something that it was outstanding. You know, he likes high-end cars. He wanted to have a high-end studio. So here we are.